Hello, welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz, and I will be guiding you on this journey today. This is a reading for the 4-6 Human Design Profile. If you don't know your Human Design Profile, there's a link in the description below for you to get your Human Design body graph. And one of the bits of information on there will be your profile. Also, be sure to check out your zodiac sign readings. Just more information for you. And what else? Ooh, subscribe to my channel. I would love that. It helps me out. It's free for you. It's free for me. Who doesn't love free shit? I do really appreciate it. And yeah, let's get you an oracle card. And also, it is so funny. When I decided to sit down here and do your reading, the song Pimp Juice popped into my head. What is that? What is that all about? She only wants me for my pimp juice. What? Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't know where that song came from. Check it out, if you if you want to. But let's get you an oracle card, and then of course we'll get your tarot out and, go from there. We have the Weasel and Pine with introspection. We'll read about that once we get your tarot out. We have the Four of Wands. There. We have the Justice card. We have the Hanged One or the Hanged Man, the Apprentice of Wands or the Page of Wands. Interesting. Chariot and Two of Pentacles. And then the Apprentice of Coins at the bottom of the deck. I feel like the Apprentice of Coins has come out in almost every reading, I think. Just interesting. I feel like there's always one card that just shows up somewhere throughout the readings every time. I think it's kind of funny how the light is bouncing off of the Hanged Man too. I don't really have great lighting for this area, but anyway, just the way that the lights are situated, it's just kind of funny how this is a card that's being emphasized. So let's see what the Weasel and Pine has to say for itself. Weasels can be warriors or spies, moving quickly and often alone. They make observations from afar and adjust their plans accordingly. Remember that solitary creatures are nothing to fear, and an introverted nature is nothing to feel ashamed of. Knowing oneself and being comfortable alone are desirable skills. Like the weasel, the pine tree works to be self-sufficient. One of the fastest growing evergreens, its prickly needles have a waxy coating that helps them retain water. Upright, you are called to a time of solitude. Isolation allows for contemplation, which can lead to self-knowledge. Reversed, you may be overcome by loneliness. Think of the weasel's joy in solitude. Practice caring for yourself when alone. Meditate on the waxen needles of the pine tree. Ask yourself what protections you may need to remain green and healthy year-round. When do I like to be alone? How can I better understand and respect myself? Love that. It's interesting because this deck, I don't usually read the reverse meanings of any card. Unless, it does come out in the reverse, although I never take oracle cards in the reverse anyway. But for whatever reason, for this specific oracle deck or cards or whatever, I have felt compelled to read both the upright and the reversed meaning of them. So I'm just trusting that, there's somebody that would need to hear one or the other or both. So yeah, let's I just also kind of feel compelled to talk about my first observations. And and like part because I don't want to forget to even mention them, because I will. I forgot what the Weasel was even talking about already. My eye kept going to, in the Four of Wands, my eye kept going to this one candle up there. Like, while I was shuffling, I just kept focusing on that one candle. Maybe we'll explore that a little bit more when I come back to it. And then between these two cards, the black and white, like the contrast, like the sword kind of ripping through the veil here, and then kind of this path opening up here. Or I mean, I guess this could be like a ray of light, or like some type of like concentrated, kind of energy here. But it's just interesting how both of these cards have such a contrast of that black and white. Interesting. And of course, not to mention that they're both major arcana. And these two, this is 11, this is 12, right? X1, X2, I believe 11, 12. I'm like insecure. I'm not sure if that's right. Whatever. Either way though, there's this progression from the Justice card to the Hanged Man. So there's also that. I love when there's like that type of progression, like literally from one card to the next one. Because truly, like the odds of that actually happening in a reading, it doesn't happen often at all. And I feel like when it does happen, it's significant, because it also tells me that we're moving through the energy. It's not just that the energy is present around you, it's literally like you are actually moving through it in your life. And also too, the last kind of observation that I had is, well, first of all, this string that is like going around the infinity symbol or whatever in the Two of Pentacles here. But also I just realized how there's a string attached to this anchor here. Why are these cards just being like all like my OCD, like they have to be straight. Okay. What was I even saying? The string. Interesting. So let's go back to the beginning. Let's just start at the beginning. So, Four of Wands. Wands have to do with action, the motivation behind the actions that we take. It's creativity, passion. How are we communicating those things? What actions are we taking towards those things? I also see Wands as being information by way of experience, because that's what we get by trying things. We figure out what works. We figure out what doesn't work. What do we like? What don't we like? What stays, what goes, right? And truly the only way to figure those things out is by trying. So Wands are like trying things, right? And the Four of Wands specifically, it talks about celebration, harmony. It's usually depicted like with these Four Wands here, it talks about having like a secure foundation. If we think about like a square, just the firm kind of foundation, stable foundation of that. And where that comes from is that the actions that you have taken thus far have been successful, or have at least gotten you to a point of security, or have at least taken care of your basic needs. Because, we start with the Ace of Wands. That's like that brand new spark, something exciting. The Two of Wands is like, okay, what am I going to do with this now? The Three of Wands is actually starting to do something, taking actions towards those things. The Four of Wands is seeing the benefit of those things paying off. So again, right? I mean, there's something, and especially with this being at the beginning of the reading, it's almost kind of like too, like if you have been questioning if what you have been doing is the best thing that you could have done, yes. Because also here you are, right? Um, and there's this open door here. So there could be whatever these actions have, whatever the actions are that you have taken, there's opportunity presenting itself or coming up, or even the need to recognize that maybe you even grew a skill set, or there's something that you learned from whatever you have been going through, because life lessons, right? That's also trying things. That's, we get that also as life lessons. So whatever it is that you have been doing has gotten you to a place of security. It's taken care of you, but also there's an open door here. There's some sort of opportunity. It's asking you, and it could even be, since it's an introspection card, it could even be an opportunity to, like, since there is this level of security, you're okay, right? Like, now is a good time to allow yourself to take that time to be introspective, to figure out what you want to do next, or to figure out where you're at, right? Like, which could also be why, there's this one solitary candle up there. There's clearly, it's like giving me this feeling of like keeping the lights on, or, it's like taking the time that you need to be introspective and to get your affairs in order, whatever the case may be, right? It's like you're going to be taken care of. It's basically there's this feeling of being protected, and you don't have to worry that by taking this time, you're missing out on something, right? Like, forget about the FOMO thing. Not to mention, I hadn't even looked this forward yet. We have the Page of Wands under that. And the Page of Wands, even just this, with the looking glass here, future focused, right? The Page of Wands is like the newbie. Well, it's, they call it the Apprentice of Wands in this deck, and apprentices are new, right? They're in training. So it's, first of all, allowing yourself to be new. Maybe it's a matter of what your plan was has changed in some aspect, and now it's like, I need to jump on the drawing board and kind of figure out like what I'm gonna do next. Like, where do I, with this new information, what are my options? And where do I want to go from here? The Page of Wands is also very adventurous. They're going to be the ones that are going to take risks, because that's also maybe even the time to do it, is when you are new. Again, trying things. I mean, literally try all the things. Right? If it goes through your strategy and authority, and it comes out as a yes, then do it. If you have the ability, the availability, then do it. See how it goes. But in any case, though, it is interesting that this looking glass is here, though, because it is very future focused. And it's also, the actions that you do take, or the actions that you have taken, they do have an impact on your future. And it could even just be getting clear on what that potentially will look like. Then we have the Justice card, which is Libra. The Chariot is Cancer. I can't remember who the Hanged Man is. Is it Neptune? It might be Neptune. Which is who? Pisces, maybe? But anyway, not that has to matter, but if it does, great. So the Justice card talks about the scales balancing. It's fairness. it's, it's like the axis is balancing in the world type of thing. And like I said, we have this sword that's really kind of cutting down through this veil here. And this is the sword of truth, like divine universal truth, right? It's absent of ego, it's absent of opinion or beliefs. It's literally just what is the truth. Good, bad, otherwise. It's fate, it's karma. So even too, like whatever the Four of Wands and the Page of Wands are, it's either fate, the way that it happened or the way that it is unfolding, or it's like bringing you, it's kind of aligning you to what is true, what is in alignment for you. And it's also even kind of one of those things of like, we as humans with the consciousness, right? Like we have this tendency to kind of almost like get in our own way, and also think too that we know what's best for us. And not to say that we don't, but there might just be, paths or opportunities with this door being open here that maybe we wouldn't have gone through if, for one, we didn't take the time out to like get quiet, to listen to ourselves, right? But also if like some type of like shakeup didn't happen. Like if this veil wasn't cut, whatever this veil is, if it wasn't cut, right, then it wouldn't have, like, we wouldn't have seen more of the truth, whether that's a truth about ourselves, about our lives, about the people in our lives, about, what we're doing with our lives, whatever the case may be, right? So it's also like trusting the process, trusting the information that you are receiving, trusting the guidance also that you're receiving with the Chariot card. Because also, interestingly enough, while this is like being cut down the center, this is, very, I was going to say parallel. I mean, it is, but it is not like the word that I'm thinking of, or trying actually to think of. It like almost feels like very in order. The Chariot is like about divine guidance. It's moving forward. Things could move forward fairly quickly. It could even be speaking your truth, since there's this, I don't know what this is supposed to be, like a pearl or like a gumball or I don't know, something that is in this mouth, which is where these black and white lines are coming from. So it could have something to do with like speaking a truth. It could even be, Cancer is a water sign, Justice is an air sign. So it could be speaking your thoughts, your feelings. Especially if those two things are in alignment. Like if what you are thinking in your head is exactly how you are feeling, and saying those things out loud, it could definitely be that. But, and I might have already said this and I'll move on after, but it's also like as a result of this veil being cut through. I keep trying to think of like a different way to say that, and nothing is like coming to mind. So whatever, it could even open up this path here for you. Not to mention, like, it could even just free up the energy that was being, either stagnant or just used up in whatever capacity in the Justice card. It like frees up that energy in order for things to actually move forward. And then we have the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is introspection. Actually, they're generally depicted like hanging upside down by one foot. And the message behind it is seeing things from a different perspective. I mean, truly, right? Because you're upside down. So your perspective is going to be shifted, at least in that capacity. And also, it talks about delay, but like willful suspension. Because, like if things have felt stagnant, just not moving forward yet, they're not supposed to. Because again, divine timing here with the Justice card and the Chariot card, it's like all in due time, right? But also like there's something for you, like there's some sort of either message or perspective or information, like something, that lesson that you need to learn from this, whether it's again about yourself, about your life, about who you're surrounding yourself with, about, where you're spending your time, like your job, whatever the case may be. And it's interesting that we have this hand that's holding this anchor out. So it could just be, it could have something to do with water. I don't know. I'm just like the literal sense with an anchor like that. It could be, of course, too, like what is anchoring you down? Like what is anchoring you to a specific idea or like a specific perspective of something? Where does that story come from? That could be the veil that is being cut through here, is some level of your ego, right? Like if it's like coming from a place of, some story or personality or temperament that is built into your ego somewhere, there's an opportunity here to switch that, to literally have like a paradigm shift, to change your homeostasis. It could be somebody giving you a key too, which could also be some type of anchor, right? Because obviously wherever you live, that's your anchor to where you are, right? Interesting. And then we have the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles have to do with our money, how we get it, how we save it, how we spend it. It's our time. How are we spending our time? Where are we investing our time? Where are we physically showing up in our lives? It could also have to do with our health, anything that we place value and worth on. That's Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles is about balance. The Ace of Pentacles, of course, is like some new opportunity or a gift or, some sort of monetary or valuable something coming in. And then the Two of Pentacles is like, okay, how do I fit this into my life? And the like infinity symbol, to me, it always feels like the infinite responsibilities. Because traditionally the Two of Pentacles is depicted as somebody juggling two pentacles. And that's usually, right, in the adult world, we're usually juggling responsibilities in some aspect, right? So it could be help, like financial help coming in that is balancing things out a bit more for you. And especially too, even just this twine or this string, whatever, that's wrapping around this infinity symbol, and the Hanged Man also having something attached to a string. It could be like a contract or like some sort of string attached in some aspect. And again, right, with it being paired with the Hanged Man, it's like seeing that from a different perspective. Like, maybe because, I don't know, like when you think of like strings being attached, like for me anyway, not to like project, but there's some sort of like obligation or like responsibility there, right? So whatever this Two of Pentacles is also, like, again, and I think I did already say this, that it would be bringing in some level of balance. Maybe, you have more money freed up in some capacity because whatever this Hanged Man is. Very interesting. And even having the Page of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, which is, we have two pages out here. So there's new stuff happening or coming in. And the Page of Pentacles, I always call the Page of Pentacles the apprentice. So I love that this deck already calls pages apprentices anyway. I mean, we can see that this pentacle has already sprouted roots. It's already, sprouted above ground too. So there's already something in the works here. There's something that, it's already been planted. It's already in the works. It could be a new job. It could be like a certificate program that you decide to go for. It could be, deciding to go back to school, like higher education. It could, of course, be even deciding to look for a new job. It could be a promotion too. It could be just a new, like, daily routine having to do with your health. The Five of Swords, I always see the Five of Swords as being like a battle of wits. There's generally other people involved in the Five of Swords, and it can talk about like conflict. It's like the quick message that I'm getting from it is to like a warning of arrogance or ignorance, whether that's you or, somebody else. But, it's also interesting because it's like the sun is coming up, or I guess it could be going down. There's this one sword here, which is similar to this Justice card. There could be multiple truths discovered. It could just be that, you might just find yourself like frustrated in some aspect. It could be in communication with somebody else. It's like somehow like wires are getting crossed in some capacity, or just, there's like a lack of communication. And it's like, just, stay in your own truth, and also even just trust the timing of things. We have the Wheel of Fortune, especially because the Wheel of Fortune talks about luck. I mean, we have this dice here. It's, and look at the string too. Ha. This is Jupiter. So it's, Sagittarius or Pisces. Saturn is in Pisces right now too. I don't think there's anything specific going on in Sagittarius right now, but especially like the Wheel of Fortune talks about the wheels of change, good, bad, otherwise. All it says, or all that it means, is that however things have been going for you, they are going to change. Which again, like, and I always see the Wheel of Fortune as being a positive card. I don't care where it shows up. So just know that, and even that it's coming after the Five of Swords. If you do find yourself in a frustrating position, and especially if it does have to do with communication in some aspect, just know, again, it's like trusting the timing. Even this string here and how it's like wrapped up in this Hanged Man and Two of Pentacles, like, again, divine timing. Wrap yourself up like in your own, kind of your own energy, your own cocoon, like with this introspection card. Honestly, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soon. Bye.